Hey guys, I'm Natalie. Welcome to today's workout. We're going to get started with a 2-minute warm-up and then get right into 16 minutes of high-intensity intervals. We're breaking it down into 4 rounds, 8 exercises per round using a 20-second high, 10-second rest protocol, an additional 20 seconds of rest in between each of the rounds, and then finishing up with a 2-minute cool down. I've got a set of 5-pound hand weights. You can use lower weights if you wish, or no hand weights at all. If you choose not to use hand weights, just mimic the upper body exercises using your own body weight. We also have a floor mat, which we'll need for the cool down. Let's get right into it with our warm up. A nice wide stance and a little squat tap. Suck in that belly button. Be mindful of trying to pull up the pelvic floor. Pull yourself up through the crown of the head and support your torso using your core, which goes from your diaphragm to your pelvic floor. Let's come a little bit lower with that squat tap. And when you're ready, a little jab to the front. And remember guys, you want to feel like one of those jabs is going to hit you in the tummy. So you're really bracing yourself the whole time we're working out. Like one jab is going to hit you right in the belly button. Let's come a little bit lower, easing ourselves into it. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. Bring it across the body, pivot at the hips. So we're aiming to get between 80 to 90% of whatever your maximum heart rate is during the high intensity intervals. So for me, you do 220 minus your age. I'm 42, so for me, my maximum heart rate is 178. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. Let's turn it into a pull down with a butt kick. If you like, stay right here or pick up the pace and make it a jog. So 80% of my maximum heart rate, which is 178, is 142 beats a minute, and 90% of my max is 160 beats a minute. So I stay right there in that zone during my high intensity intervals. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. Nice wide stance, feet 11 and 1, come down, squeeze it up, squeeze that booty. We're just gonna do a few more here guys. 3, 2, and 1. Just shuffle on the spot. I'm gonna show you the first move. Hand weights on the shoulders. If you're using them, we're gonna come down, squat wide, squat narrow, wide, narrow, or step and step. Get your weights, put them on the shoulders. Here we go guys, squat down, jump wide, jump narrow, wide, narrow. Stay low. If you don't want to jump, step wide and then wide. Just alternating your sides, but you're going to stay nice and low. It's going to burn your quads. That's the idea. Push that butt back. 2, 1. All right guys, just watch. Right leg forward. We're going to be doing, both legs. We're going to be doing a squat with a bicep, back to a rear lunge. Here we go. Squat, and then on the rear lunge, we're doing a front raise. So front raise in the rear lunge, bicep on the squat. Just your left leg going back. So when the leg comes back, make sure this hip is tucked under. I'll show you on this side. So when this leg comes back, your leg's not going straight back, the hip's tucked under, and the knees coming back in a 90-degree angle. Here we go. Squat with a bicep, rear lunge, squat, rear lunge. So I'm doing a bicep on the squat and a front raise on the rear lunge. Come on guys, keep that back nice and flat. No hunching over. All right guys, just watch. Small V, upright row and a curtsy, and then we're bringing it out to a kick, either high or low. Here we go. Curtsy with an upright row and then kick. You can do it low or high, or if you need to, you can tap. If you're kicking, kick with the top of the foot. So my foot is flat and I'm kicking with the top, or my shoelace is almost hitting an imaginary punch bag. Whew. All right guys, we're going back with your right leg, upright row to a kick. Really focus on engaging your core. Here we go. You definitely need to be focused on engaging your core if you're balancing on one leg like we are with this kick. If you can't come up high, come low or tap. Your choice. Maybe you're coming higher than me. Guys, just watch. Really wide stance. Hugging the weights, come down on the ball of your foot. Pulse, 2, 3, and jump. If you don't want to jump, keep pulsing. On the ball of the foot, 2, 3, jump. Pulse, 2, 3, jump. Make sure you're staying on the ball of the foot. If you don't want to jump, stay on the ball of the feet. And make sure you keep the pulse. 1, 2, 3. All right, guys, hand weights aside. We're doing an inchworm. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Walk the hands out. Push up, bend the knees, and walk back up. Here we go. Bend your knees as far as you need to. Do a push up, and then bend the knees back up. If you like, when you do the push up, drop to the knees, push up, back onto your toes, and then walk the hands back up. Or if you want to, just hold plank, and then walk back up. Whew. All right, guys, come down. Hands facing forward. We're coming up. We're doing a tricep dip and alternating one leg and then the other. Up in the air. Here we go. Tricep dip and alternating leg kick. Make sure it's your arms or your elbows that are bending back towards the back of the room, and it's not your butt that you're pushing up and down. The butt's just coming along for the ride. 2, 1. So grab a rest. I'll just show you so you're not doing this, the butt's staying still, and you're doing this, if that makes sense. One hand weight aside. Grab a drink and watch. First move, dumbbell overhead, slamming it down into a big squat or stepping it down side to side. Here we go, guys. Slam it down. Make sure that butt's going back. So if I look down, my knees are behind my toes. Or you can just step it side to side. Maybe you start off with the jump and move into the step. Guys, just watch. Side lunge, drop the weight to the center of the body and then crunch. Here we go, side lunge. Drop the weight, so the weight's coming down between my legs in the center, and then I'm pulling it up and doing a crunch. Really focus on your abs, trying to feel, especially this part of your oblique. All right, guys, going the other direction. So weight in your right hand, lunging and crunching. Here we go. Lunge it down, crunch, lunge and crunch. Really focus on holding your belly button towards your spine as you come up and do the crunch. Be mindful of that pelvic floor. Don't let everything hang loose in the middle. Okay, watch, right leg forward, left leg back, bend forward at the hips. We are pulling the knee up and doing a tricep extension. Here we go. If that's too much, just hold the leg back and do the tricep extension. But I'm pivoted forward at the hips. I'm not hunched over. I'm not up here. I'm down nice and low. My body weight is in this front heel. So you should be feeling it in your butt as well. Left leg forward, right leg back, straight back, pivot forward at the hips. Here we go. Tricep extension as you pull that knee in, or you can just keep the arm back. Slow it down if you need to. Come on, guys, on the home stretch. 6 seconds. Back's nice and tall. Okay, we're holding the weight across the middle, weight over your left shoulder, pulling it down towards your right hip. Here we go. We're gonna start slow. Stay here if you like, or pick up the pace. So I'm pulling that weight down towards my hip, driving my knee up, focusing on my abs. It's hard, but I'm trying to be mindful of that pelvic floor. I'm trying to hold everything in. We're gonna go the other side. So weight over your right shoulder. Here we go. Start off slow, pull it next to your hip, and when you're ready, if you like, let's pick up the pace. Driving the knee towards your right shoulder or your right armpit, And driving that weight next to your left hip. Abs in. Guys, really wide stance. Feet 11 and 1. Holding the ends of the weight. Come down low. Knee up. Knee up. And the weight's coming down next to the hip. Here we go. Knee up. Knee up. I really feel it in the arms, but we've only got 14 seconds to go. Stick with it if you can. 10 seconds. Don't hunch the shoulders, keep them back and down. Abs are in, back up tall. Guys, halfway through, grab a drink. Grab your weights, if you're using them. Weights on shoulders coming down, wide to narrow. Catch my breath. Here we go, abs in. Squat down, wide to narrow, or step and step, but stay low. It's burning. It's the last time we're doing it today. Keep that butt pushed back. Stick that booty out. 5 seconds. 2, 1. Woo. Guys, narrow squat with the bicep to a rear lunge, just with your left leg. Here we go. Narrow squat, rear lunge with a front raise. Try and keep that back nice and flat, no hunching. Keep this back hip tucked under. Make sure that you've got a 90-degree angle of that back leg. Whew. I am feeling it. So I said my 90% of my max is 160. I'm at 166 right now. Here we go. Squat and then lunge. Squat and lunge. So you don't really need to get that high. So 95% of my max is 169 beats per minute. So I'm under that. All right guys, just watch. Small V, curtsy with an upright row and a kick. So your left leg is coming back, curtsy and kick. So the front, the top of my foot, my shoelaces is kicking the imaginary punching bag. Kick. My abs are engaged. Coming nice and deep into that curtsy. Back knees almost on the ground. I snuck out of one. Okay, your right leg. Curtsy, kick. Here we go, guys. Curtsy with an upright row and a kick. Come nice and low in that curtsy. Keep the back straight, no hunching over. Nice long spine. If you're getting tired, just try to tap it. 2, 1. Woo. Wide stance. Hug of the weight. Come down on the ball of your feet. Pulse, 2, 3, jump. Or just pulse. Come down on the ball of your feet. Pulse, 2, 3, jump. Pulse, jump. Stay on the ball of the feet. Jump, pulse, 2, 3. Option to jump, you don't have to jump. Pulse, 2, 3. One more. Pulse, 2, 3. Woo. Guys, inchworm. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Walk your hands out. Drop to your knees if you need to. And then come back up. Here we go. Down. Walk the hands out. Push up. Walk the hands back up. Bend your knees as much as you need to get up and down. Just hold a plank if you don't want to do a push-up. Last one. All right, guys, come down. Hands facing forward. Woo, underneath your shoulders. Butt comes up. Tricep dip, alternating leg kicks. Here we go, kick one and the other. Remember, it's the elbows, not the butt, that are going up and down. Make sure they're pointing towards the back of the room. Tricep dips. We all love firm triceps. Come on, guys, 3, 2, 1. Okay, grab a drink. Just one hand weight. Repeating round 2. First move, narrow stance, is that dumbbell slam. Up and down, or step side to side. Here we go. Slam it down. Remember guys, in the second half, you may not need to do as much to keep your heart rate, so you can step it. If you started off with the jump and you're getting tired, just feel free to step it out. 5 seconds. 2, 1. Weight in your left hand. Side lunge, drop the weight to the center and a crunch. Really focus on your abs. Here we go. Side lunge, crunch. So this is a bonus ab workout. We don't have to get on the ground. We're working our abs, we're working our booty, working our arms. I'm a big fan of multiple duty. All right guys, we've got some bad hair today. Okay, weight in the right hand, lunging to your left. Here we go. Lunge, crunch, lunge, crunch. Just make sure guys, you're keeping your form. The back is flat. You're not hunching over to get down. You're focusing on your abs. You're putting all your energy into this middle area. Okay, we're going to pivot forward at the hips with the flat back. Your left leg's going back, and we're doing those knee pulls. Here we go. If that's too much, just hold the leg back, but put all of your weight in this front heel. Squeeze the tricep at the top of the move. Slow it down if you need to. 5 seconds. 2, 1. Woo. Guys, we're almost there. Okay, switching feet. Left leg forward, right leg back. Pivot forward at the hips and pull that knee in. Here we go, guys. Home stretch. 3 more to go after this. All that weight should be in this front heel. Keep the abs engaged. Don't hunch the shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Woo. All right, guys. Strangle your weight. Shoulder width stance. Pulling the weight down towards our hip from your left, over your left shoulder to your right hip. Starting slow. If you like, pick up the pace, or you can just keep it nice and slow. Just take a peek at your heart rate monitor if you're wearing one. Don't do what I'm doing, do what your heart rate tells you to do. If you're not wearing a heart rate monitor, you can pretty much feel if you're pushing it too hard. Here we go. I'm really not worried about you pushing it hard enough. If you're showing up, you're working out. I'm worried about you pushing it too hard and not feeling good for the rest of the day and not enjoying it. 6 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Last exercise of the day. Wide stance, feet 11 and 1. Hold the end of the weight, come down. Lifting one knee and the other. Here we go, guys, come down. So next to one hip and the other. I am definitely feeling this in my arms, but we've only got 12 seconds to go and then we're done. Stay strong, guys. Push that butt back, abs in. Don't hunch the shoulders. 3 seconds. All right, guys, grab your mat. Well done. Okay, left leg on the floor, right leg out in front. Push through that left hip. Breathe into it. Slow that heart rate down. Okay, left arm up in the front of the body. Catch it with the right and push back against your shoulder. I don't know, did that feel hard today? Maybe it was just me. I was having an off day. Okay, push back into a hamstring stretch. Flex this foot, this right foot. Breathe into your right hamstring. Tap into it. Feel the oxygen going down there. Okay, push forward through that left hip again. Left arm up into a tricep stretch. Grab your elbow and push it down. So guys, an important thing to remember is if you're not feeling it, maybe just show up, rock it back into a hamstring stretch, and do 10 minutes. Do the warm up for 2 minutes and do rounds 1 and 2 and then cool down and call it a day. I do that quite often when left leg forward, push through the right hip. When I'm practicing these workouts and designing them, right arm up, grab it with the left and stretch the arm. Sometimes I'll just do rounds 1 and 2 on days that I'm not really feeling like working out. And then I'm happy that I've just shown up. Okay, stretch this right leg, flex this left, flex the left foot, breathe into it. Okay, push back forward through this right hip again, right arm comes up, catch it, push down into a tricep stretch. You know, on some days when I don't feel like working out, I might squeeze in 10 minutes in the morning, and then later in the day, I actually feel like doing another 10 minutes and I break it up. Okay, come back to a hamstring stretch, flex the foot. Guys, come into a nice wide stance, slowly swivel the feet and bend the knees, come up one vertebra at a time, slowly roll the shoulders back and forward, arms back and forward. If you've got another second, let's just do a quick hamstring stretch. Try and keep the knees together. You don't want to stretch out here. Push forward through the hip, change legs. Again, push forward through the hip. Really feel that stretch in the quad and through the hip. All right, guys, let's do one more cheeky little stretch. We'll come to your armpit and stretch over one side of your body and over the other. If you've got a few more minutes, keep stretching, guys. Otherwise, grab a roller when you're watching TV tonight. Roll out your leg muscles a little bit more. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.